keep zooming forward into the future with your community, well, you might need to know about a big change that's coming to Zoom this July. And my opening video isn't working. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can do it from here. You gotta love it when the little buttons on your stream deck don't work. Hey, my name's David, passing your Torah Tech Guy, and I'm here to share with you some great tech for your great Torah. So a couple weeks ago, Zoom sent out an email to all of its free or standard plan users saying that the gig is up. That those of us who have been enjoying longer meeting times and other functionality within Zoom without paying for it, that is all going to change come July 1st of this year. I believe it's July 1st of this year. So what I wanted to do is I want to dive in a little bit with you and talk about what are the differences between the plans, what are your options, and why you might want to consider, if you've been on the standard plan up until now, upping to the pro or business plan. Before I do any of that, I just want to thank Zoom for the 40-minute limit. Let's just take a moment to thank Zoom for the 40-minute limit, because any meeting that lasts longer than 40 minutes is probably a meeting that shouldn't be happening. And so I actually think every synagogue, every community should keep a free account. Keep a free account, and all meetings should be held on the free account with a 40-minute limit to make sure that we aren't just sitting around in boring meetings and doing whatever, wasting time. But for those of you who are teaching classes or who are doing services or things like that, it's going to be important to know the differences and what you will get with a pro plan or what you won't get if you stick with the standard plan. So let's jump in here. So what does the basic Zoom plan look like? Well, there are a few things. First of all, and most importantly, is this 40-minute limit. Your meeting will stop after 40 minutes if you are on the basic plan. The other thing is you are limited to 100 participants. Now, this is a little tricky because on the pro plan, you're also limited to 100 participants. But on the pro plan and the business plan, you can upgrade to up to 1,000 participants. You can get add-ons to increase your participant numbers, whereas with the basic plan, you can't do that. So with the basic plan, you're limited to 40 minutes and 100 participants. And again, for meetings, things like that, this might be perfect. Let's jump into the pro plan now. So the pro plan is $150 a year. What are you going to get for that? Well, for one thing, a 30-hour limit, which means you don't have to worry about service. God, if your services are 30 hours long, we're in trouble. They're longer than 30 hours. We have other issues other than Zoom. And by the way, a number of communities banded together in the conservative movement to get Zoom to up that limit of 30 hours. So if there was a 3-day holiday, say Shabbat, and then 2 Yom Tov, 2 Jewish holidays, when we didn't want to have to press buttons and start new meetings, things like that, and Zoom did that. So we'll have to see if that continues, but with the pro plan, you get a 30-hour limit. You do not need to worry about the time limits on your meetings. Again, we mentioned before, you have those 100 participants, you can up it, but here's something that's really, really important. You can have co-hosts with a pro plan, and you cannot have co-hosts with a basic plan. There has been so much discussion about what it takes to really manage a Zoom class or a Zoom service or a Zoom anything really well. And one of the key pieces to that is having people help you. If you're running the meeting, you should not be monitoring the chat, monitoring the waiting room, and doing all this other stuff. You can give those responsibilities over to co-hosts, and you can only do that with a pro or a business plan. That, to me, that's a deal breaker for the basic plan. Another thing that you can do with the pro plan is you can stream. You can go directly from Zoom to YouTube or Facebook, and I know a lot of us do that. we're maybe not streaming from a streaming software like vMix or Ecamm or OBS. We're just going directly from Zoom. Well, you do need the Pro or Business plan in order to be able to do that. You also get live transcription with the Pro plan, which when we started talking about this not as being hybrid but multi-access, live transcription is a really important component of that multi-access. That we want to make sure that everybody, no matter their abilities, is able to experience and participate and appreciate what we are offering. And having live transcription in your Zoom meetings is really, really key to that. Another plus for the Pro account. Also, you can get 720p. Here's what that means. Zoom by default is really crummy video. It's like 360, which is just very, very low resolution. Trust me, whatever phone you have in your pocket is much, 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 much higher than what Zoom gives us natively. But if you just ask Zoom, if you just reach out to your support person right through the Zoom application, there's a little support button. If you just ask and say, hey, I would like 720p, I'd like high def, please, HD quality for my meetings. And then you just, after they say okie dokie, then you just enable that in your settings and you're good to go. Nobody should be running Zoom meetings if you have a Pro account and not have HD enabled. It will absolutely change the quality of your meetings and the experiences that you're able to offer and the Torah that you're able to teach. So on the Pro plan, you have access to HD. You do have to ask for it, and then you would just enable it in your account. If you need help with that, let me know. I'm happy to help you with that. All right, let's talk about the business plan. The business plan is $200 a year, but, and there's a big old but for this one. With the Pro plan, which is, by the way, that's what I have, you can just buy a single account, a single user on the Pro plan. You can get up to I think 9. It is up to 9, one up to 9 for $150 a year. And then you can do some management with that. But with the business plan, you have to buy a minimum of 10 accounts. You cannot buy 2 or 3 business accounts. You have to buy 10. And that, of course, gives you a lot of administrative functionality. So as an admin of business accounts, if you are in a synagogue and you want to have your youth group and your rabbi and your cantor, everyone has their own account, and you need 10 of them. This can be really powerful because you can administer those accounts from one central location. The other really amazing thing about the business account is that not only can you get 720p, which is HD, which is good quality, you can ask for 1080p, and you can only do this on business or enterprise accounts. Enterprise, by the way, that's a whole different thing. We're not even going to talk about that. But on the business account, you can get up to 1080p, which is just the highest quality. It's not the highest quality, but it is for Zoom, in the Zoom land, it is the absolute highest quality that you're going to be able to get. So come July 1st, if you only have a basic account and you only need 40 minutes and you're never going to have more than 100 people and you don't really need to worry about the management of your Zoom, you're fine. But if you have longer meetings, you want co-hosts who can help you, you want to be able to stream those meetings out to Facebook or YouTube, you want to have live transcription, and you want to get higher quality for your video, you're definitely going to want to get the Pro plan. If you're in a larger community, you need multiple licenses, 10 licenses, and you can get the business account, which will up that to 1080p. And again, for that 1080p, you do have to ask for it again. For the 720 and the 1080p, you do have to ask for those, but they are very giving. They will give them to you if you ask. So that's what's happening in Zoom land. It's really important that we all know about this and that we make the right choices for ourselves and for our communities. By the way, coming up in June, if you're an Ecamm user like I am, there's going to be a fantastic Zoom, multi-day Zoom sort of workshop training thing that I'm really excited to be participating in. If you go over to the Ecamm website or the Ecamm Facebook page, you can find more information about that there. And oh, hey there, you want to up your Zoom game? You want to up your capacity to teach Torah, to share more, to reach more, to teach more, I want to invite you to be a part of Reach More, Teach More. Head on over to reachmoreteachmore.com where you can learn all about what I'm offering. It's a membership. It's really, if you're one of the first 18 members, we already have, I think, 7 or 8. If you're one of the first 18, it's just $18 a month or $180 a year. It's nothing. Free trainings, one-on-one, lots of wonderful content, and really targeted to help you get the most out of all of these different technologies that we are using. So friends, that's what I got for you today. Head on over, if you want to learn more about the different options you have at Zoom, head on over to zoom.us/pricing, zoom.us/pricing. And hey, while you're on the interwebs, I want to invite you to visit me at TorahTechGuide.com, where I have lots of wonderful information for you. You can also learn more about that Reach More, Teach More program I have, and lots of other stuff that's coming up. I have a whole bunch of appearances I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's what I got for you, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep on Zooming. See you next time. Bye.